Uh, Welcome everybody. This is Steven. Welcome to Kilo Photos. Today I'm joined by John. John and I have been friends since high school.
Yep.
And we grew apart a little bit, and somehow photography brought us back.
Yeah.
So from rock concerts, metal concerts, I think you took me to like my second concert ever, which was Rammstein.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, we went to Rammstein in Nassau Coliseum and saw the Cannon. So, yeah, and so we grew apart. You know, we grew up. We went to college and all that stuff. And surprisingly, almost 10 years later, that we've graduated.
Oh, yeah.
Photography brought us back.
Literally.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even think about it like 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago we graduated.
Right, almost 10. I think. What is it?
2013, yeah.
2013.
So 10, exactly.
Oh no, so it's already been 10 years.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh my God, I feel
Oh, wait,
old.
yeah, it's 2024 now, so if
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh my God, I feel old. No wonder my knees hurt in the morning.
that's how I felt this morning.
Yeah. So yeah, all right, let's get started with the photography stuff. What I actually don't know this. What actually got you into photography?
So, like, it was, like, kind of random. So, like, a friend of mine, his name is Mark, he started out doing photography, actually. Mm-hmm. And one day we were all hanging out at a friend's house. This was like summer of the pandemic.
Okay,
It was like
yeah.
around the time where it was kind of okay where you can start seeing each other, but with like social distancing and all that.
Yeah, so you guys are all hanging out in the same room, but each guy has a corner or something, or like.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just hanging out like outside,
Yeah.
like in the back.
Okay, yeah.
And I think it was like that morning or like the day before he did a shoot in this. He did like a street photography one in the city, and I was
Yeah.
just sitting and watching him edit, and I was just like so into it for some reason.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is really cool, and I told him like, you're making me want to do this, and he said you should do it, and I realized that I decided I would, and I realized I actually had a Nikon D3400.
Okay.
How
yeah.
I got it, I don't remember. It might have been one of those spontaneous purchases that I bought with Pat, because sometimes we do that.
Oh yeah.
And I took it one day, and I actually told Patrick. Patrick's one of our friends from high school.
And
Like,
he's a model that we both have used.
yep, exactly. I told him
Yeah.
I was gonna do it, and he was like, "You want to do a photo shoot with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And we did it in Eisenhower, and it just kind of like took off from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty cool. Because for me, it was like we were both interested in photos in general in high school. Like we both like taking pictures all the time with our phones.
Yeah.
And then we would hang out and then like take pictures outside of school and stuff like that. So that was always our thing. And then yeah, I don't know. It's like, well, since then I always stole my brother's camera and stuff like that. So I ended up getting more and more into it the older I got. So
Yeah, actually, a memory I actually forgot, and I didn't realize this until like a year later when I was doing photography. I actually was in photography club in middle school. I only did that for a year. So I guess
St. Mary's doesn't have a photography club.
no, this is middle school. Yeah. So it was. I guess it was always in there. It just
Yeah.
needed like a spark, I guess, and it had to have been like one of my friends to like really be like, all right, here you go.
Yeah, I think the pandemic helped out a lot of people to learn more about photography because now you have the time.
Exactly.
You have the space because nobody's out there, and it's like, I don't know, like you have more time to like sit there and learn how to actually edit. Like that was my thing. Is like learning how to edit was hard.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. Like, what did you have any early influences, or were you kind of just scattered and you're just like whatever?
So at first I was scattered. Honestly, I only had my friend at the time, so
Yeah.
I used him. I don't think he does photography anymore. We haven't spoken in a while.
Okay.
But it was him, and then I was scattering throughout YouTube, just watching what I can. And then it eventually boiled down to like
Peter McKinnon.
Peter McKinnon, Peter McKinnon, North Borders, Seventh
Borders
Era.
is great, yeah.
Those guys. So
Yeah.
yeah. They actually introduced me to like doing street photography, like the POV style.
Really?
Because
Okay.
I had never seen that before. I was like, wow, that's actually really cool. And that's
Yeah.
what got me more into street photography.
That's pretty good then. And then like you built up your kit, and then like now you just go out there and do.
Yeah.
So what got you? And now currently you're doing more music kind of stuff,
Yes.
whether concerts, behind the scenes, music videos, all that. What started getting you into that like realm?
So like I actually never wanted to do concert photography at first because I just know like that's a demanding field and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
But you're a metalhead anyway. So
exactly.
Like, it's a perfect marriage. Like.
yeah, for sure. One of my I've been friends with a lot of local bands And when they saw that I was doing photography, they wanted me to work with them.
Yeah.
So I actually joined this production company called Fall the House Productions.
Nice.
I haven't done stuff with them in a while because they like go through behind the scenes changes all the time. But at the time, I was doing behind the scenes music video shots of other local bands that they would work with.
Nice. Yeah.
So like they would offer like music video services, and they had me
Yeah.
on to do behind the scenes.
Cool.
And then the owner of that, his name is Jake. He has a band called Roderick. They played the comeback show at Amityville Music Hall. Like it was like that November. This was like 2022.
Yeah.
Maybe 2021. It's been so. I've
Yeah,
been doing
it's
this
been
for
a
a while. You forget the time. You forget.
Yeah. You go
It's like
through
a
so
blur.
many that you're just like, I took this sometime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially that time. Time's like a blur during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they had their comeback show, and they asked me to shoot for it. So I
Nice.
said yeah, and I actually asked this other band that I'm friends with if I could shoot for them as practice, and I said I would do it for free, no problem. Just like I need practice for this shoot since I'd be hired to do it. And
Yeah.
he said yeah, and yeah, I thought I did good for my first time.
Yeah. Do you think like the street photography side really helped you with the concert side, or do you think they're like two different techniques and methods?
You'd think they would be different, but I actually have found myself like helping, like using my street photography techniques, especially with like angles,
Yeah.
getting like low angles or high angles.
And all the candids, just like, oh, this moment is gonna come up, like I should be ready for it, like done.
Yeah,
and, like
exactly.
you get in that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have to use like flash or?
So like, it's fine when you do it for local shows,
Yeah.
but when you're doing shows with like photo where you need like a photo pass, it's only like the first 3 songs in that little like barricade area.
Yeah.
And you can't use your flash.
Really?
No, you can't. Yeah.
Damn.
No, it's
Because
yeah.
I've always seen like photographers go right in front of that barricade with the flash, but there's so many lights you don't know if it's going off or not. So.
Exactly, yeah. But those are like the touring photographers, like they're with the band, like they're
But
allowed to.
they could use flash.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No,
That's
yeah.
pretty interesting. Do you think you're going to go into like more concert photography, or do you think you want to do more like behind the scenes or studio or music videos?
Behind the scenes is fun to do. Haven't done it in a while, so like I'm open to anything. Like I try and not like look too far ahead. I just take it one day at a time. Found out
Yeah.
what's best for me.
That's always like the best way to do it, because it's just like if you plan too far ahead, plans don't always like come out as they are, but
Yeah.
they end up working out somehow. Do you like want to explore any other kind of like fields of photography, like whether that be like fashion, studio? I can't think of anything wildlife. I want to go shoot in Africa. I don't know.
Yeah. Animal photography is cool. I don't know if I would do it though.
Yeah, no, I'm not good.
I wouldn't be against doing like product photography.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it one time and I hated it.
Really?
It's just so meticulous. Like you have to do a lot of focus racking. So like you take a picture. If like the thing is laying down, then you have to take the 2 dimensions of like the top of the product, the sides of the product, and the bottom. And later on in Photoshop, you got to stack them all together to make one solid photo, so everything's in focus.
Yeah.
And like that part is easy, but like when you're setting up the camera to shoot the actual product, that's when it gets hard. And then you're just like taking like the same photo like 4 or 5 times, just moving the focus ring just a little bit every time.
Yeah.
Or like even if you do the autofocus, like touch points, you're still there for a while. So
I feel like manual focus is the way to go on something like that.
yeah, I did manual focus, but it was a hearing aid product anyway, so really tiny, really meticulous thing. So I had to get a macro lens for it. It was a pain.
I did a DIY like at home style one just to see how it goes, and I basically followed this video of how this guy used only a small portable light and a piece of paper as a diffuser.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of small lights, and I got this big one, and then I got my flash somewhere back there too, and I have the off camera.
I've seen those before.
Yeah, it's
online.
a light box, and then like there's different color backgrounds, so that's what I use for the hearing aid one. So it's you just plug it into the wall, and it's a box, and you could take down the flaps as you need, and then you could just shoot from right above or directly in front and take the product like that. But still just like a lot of meticulous work, and I'm not built for just sitting there for hours just editing.
Yeah.
So I get tired very fast.
You see, like I have a playlist of like new music to listen to, and music I haven't listened to. So
Yeah.
whenever I know I have a lot to do, I just put that on and I just go through it all.
Really? Yeah, no, for me, I put on a podcast actually, because it's an hour, so I know I'd like been editing for however long.
Yeah.
But if I go to music, sometimes like the music becomes. I think it's the same thing with the podcast. It becomes background noise, so I'm not actually listening.
Yeah.
But it's just there, and it's just like static as I'm just doing whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
Do you do you edit a lot, or do you like kind of leave your photos mostly natural, or
So for it depends really.
yeah,
For my for street photography, I do more editing because like you can do, it's creative freedom when it comes to that.
absolutely,
And
yeah,
that's kind of one of the reasons I like it a little more than concert photography. Like you have more freedom to do what you want. When it comes to like concert photography, you gotta make it like as natural looking as possible. And when
yeah,
you have crazy, when you have like crazy lights going on, that can be a nightmare.
yeah. Are you ever scared of that thing? I heard there's a thing where it's like if a certain light goes astray and hits the lens in the right spot and sensor, it damages your sensor.
I've never heard that before.
No, dude, look it up. It's like certain concerts use LED lights, and once it hits your lens and your sensor, you're gonna just see a red line in the middle of your sensor, and it's damaged for good.
Damn, I have not heard of that.
Look into it.
Oh,
I don't
damn.
know. I don't know how it works, but you can look into it. It's really scary. So I can't even imagine.
Right now, like the only lighting that scares me is red lighting.
Red lighting?
Yeah.
Why red?
Because red lighting just overtakes like the whole image and you can't like correct skin tone. You can't correct anything with it.
That's true.
I mean, thankfully Photoshop has this new AI generated thing called Colorize.
Yeah.
It helps bring back the skin tones, but it's not perfect. You still gotta do more color correcting, more like editing to make it look good.
Yeah.
But at least like the skin tone parts is out of the way.
Yeah. I can't. You see, so even for me, because for me, my bread and butter right now is event photography, and so the color I find is purple. A lot of places are using purple. I don't know why they're using purple, but it happens to me all the time. So it's like I've just kind of left the photo color-wise what it is, and I just try to make it a more appealing purple or blue or red or whatever color. I just make it
Yeah.
as appealing as possible, and I just leave it in that color because it's next to, unless I do the whole Photoshop thing, but I have 300 other photos to go through, and I
Yeah.
can't.
You see, like if I'm posting that on my own end, I would do that. But when you're
Yeah.
sending this stuff to PRs or the bands, they expect them to look natural.
Yeah.
So you got to be more selective with what you choose. And
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's like you have to put like the top of the top kind of photos for that. Yeah. Even for me with event photography, I'm thinking like 1,000 photos, but I narrow it down to like a couple hundred, and even then I try to narrow it down to just make sure that it's only the best ones that I can, and it's still like a lot.
yeah,
So, I mean, yeah, that color correction thing is weird. Do you now? Okay, we had this conversation on Instagram for a minute. Do you have a style for photography, like when you edit and stuff?
so lately I've been going for more, like I said, with concert photography, not so much because it's trying to make them look as natural as possible. As
Yeah.
far as street goes, I've been trying to go for more dark, like moody cinematic style. And I
Yeah.
throw a lot of like blue color grading. I've been starting to desaturate the blues now because I think they just look
Like
more.
desaturate or bring down the luminance?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool though. Like I know I've seen it. Like I thought you always had a photography style. To me it's like I could see like an underlying style between all your photos. So when you told me the thing was for people watching at home, it was I put up a reel talking about photography styles and how I felt with my style. And you're like, I don't
remember this
remember.
now, yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, I don't think I have a style. I'm like,
At
you
first,
kind of do.
I didn't realize it at the time because
Yeah.
at first I didn't. I was just trying whatever looked, and
Yeah.
I actually think I said like I didn't want a certain style. I just wanted to be more open to other styles.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
But you still go back to the things that you like.
yeah, exactly.
What makes up your style? Yeah. Do you? I don't know. Like, do you see yourself continuing experimenting with like different things, or do you think you're gonna?
I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah. It's always you never know what you find out there. For me, I feel like my style right now is like very dark and a lot of reds. But I'm not meaning to find reds. It just happens that most neon signs are reds. So I'm just like, all right, well, if it's there, it looks pretty. Click, you know.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, what do you see yourself doing in the future with photography?
I don't know. Like I said earlier, I try and take it one day at a time, not think too far ahead in the future because
Yeah.
who knows what could happen. Anything could happen. I said I wouldn't do concert photography, and here I am now.
That's true. Do you think you would ever want to go like full-time photography, or do you think it would be more of a side thing / hobby?
I think I prefer to keep it as a hobby, a
Okay.
side thing. You enjoy it more that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Like me as full-time now, I'm just like, why did I do this? I love it, don't get it wrong, but at the same time, I'm just like, why did I do this?
Yeah, there was a time where I got burned out for it. So like burned
Yeah.
out by it. Excuse me. So like for like a couple months, I just wasn't picking up a camera, wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd stopped, but I was like, I don't want to do this right now.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it when I'm ready to.
That kind of happened to me for a little bit, but it was more because of like life in general was like moving so fast that I needed to put down the photography camera to concentrate on other things, and all that made me burnt. But then, funny enough, I picked up the camera and it helped me unwind from everything else, because then it's like, okay, I don't have rules here, I don't have to think here. It's just like empty mind, unconscious, like just go out and just take a photo of whatever you find.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. I don't know. All right. So do you have anything you want to leave for the viewers? Is there any advice that you want to give to anybody looking to go into concert or photography in general?
Just like, do your research beforehand. I kind of do like, I'm a learn by do type person.
Yeah.
So I take it and so I just take my camera and go, which is nothing wrong with doing that. If you want to
Yeah.
do it that way and find out what you mess up later, that's fine. But have like a little knowledge before then, and have a little knowledge so that you know sort of what you're doing in the beginning. You know what I mean?
I had no trial and error for me, baby. I just went out and I didn't know what I was doing.
Yep. And as for concert photography, you're gonna get into it. Understand there's gonna be a lot of competition.
Oh, absolutely.
There's especially if you're gonna join a pub and there's like a bunch of other photographers and all of them are into metal, you're gonna have a hard time getting into shows, and just getting approved to reach out is the easy part.
Yeah. Just rock, paper, scissors, every single one of them.
Yep.
And then that's how you get in.
Exactly.
Imagine.
I should tell my friend that.
Be like, all right, you want to take pictures for that band? So do I.
Yep. We'll do a Smash tournament of it.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, Super Smash Bros. Let's go. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one.
Later.